So welcome to my autumn winter diaries. So technically it's my winter water where I'm fishing, but some people would call it technically autumn still, but it certainly feels cold enough to be winter, and so I'm calling it my winter diaries. This last couple of weeks it's been hard going. I had a session where I had a couple of fish and it was all going good, and then we've had a few weeks where it's been really hard going, and we've had some really bitterly cold weather and a lot of heavy rain and wind, and it just wasn't happening. And fishing overnighters, setting up in the dark, packing up in the dark, doesn't probably make good viewing when you're blanking and it's just heavy rain and wind. So I've cut that section out and we've skipped straight through to my latest session where I'm back on the bank. It's nice mild weather and we've had a fish. So yeah, hope you enjoy it. This is it. So you join me here. I'm over at my little club lake ticket, and it's midweek, finished work a couple of hours ago, quickly got some dinner, shot over the lake and got set up. I'm the only person on the lake, so I've dropped back in the swim where I've had a few fish recently, and to avoid too much disturbance I've just stuck the solid bags out tonight, so got some maggots in there and some crumb and some of the edge pellets. So see what happens. Hopefully get a few fish. It's just gone 8 o'clock and I've had a ripping take. Had a nice upper double common, and I gave a proper good scrap. I was fishing out, locked up to a snag, and the tip buckled round. I thought I was attached to something bigger at first, but it was just a dumpy upper double common. So well made up with that. Good start to the night. Hopefully the first of many. So got the rig back out on the spot and see what happens. Nice chunky one in the net to start the night off. Happy days. Nice upper double to start the evening. Nice chunky fish, gave me a good little scrap. Happy with that. It's starting to get cold out. So yeah, hopefully get a couple more of these in the night. Well, would you believe it? Just had another one. This one was a little bit smaller, unfortunately. It's just gone 11 o'clock now. And same rod was away again, the one I just recast like 3 hours ago. And yeah, another small, well, this time smaller fish, but a mid-double common. Just done a little bit of footage of it on the mat because it was absolutely freezing out there. So I didn't want to mess about. Just got a quick bit of footage of it on the mat. Slipped it back, got the rod back out. I'm going to get it back in my sleeping bag, get back in the warm. And hopefully we get amongst one of them bigger ones in the night. So hopefully hear from me soon. Another nice little mid-double. There she goes. So if like me you're really into your hook sharpening, and this might be a product you might be interested in. I'm not really one for plugging products, but if I come across something what I think is really good, I always share it with people. So it's called a Hook Safe. It's a great bit of kit. It looks well made, and it comes with a magnifying glass on the back so you can check the points of the hooks when you take them out of the box before you use them. The inside, it's magnetically sealed, so it shuts really well. It's not going to accidentally open up and drop out, and it holds a lot of hooks. So the inside is made of this like heavy rubber, and the rubber actually pinches the hooks themselves, so it holds them in place, and they just pop back in as well. You just push them back into place, and they're literally like pinched in place by the rubber, so they're not going to fall out. And for me, I can keep my mix of hooks and sort of zig hooks. My hooks what I use for my pop-ups generally, and then my hooks what I use for my bottom baits and wafters, and it enables me to keep all the hooks I need and what I use in my angling all in one place. They're all hand sharpened. I don't have to mess about if I get a fish and I need to retie a rig. So a lot of my angling is done as overnighters, and I don't have a lot of time for prep. I've got a young family as well, so my time is quite precious really. So I either have to sharpen hooks or tie rigs and do rig prep and bait prep and stuff in my lunch hours and stuff like that, or at the lake when I'm fishing. So quite often I'll get to the lake, I'll set up and be fishing, and either in the late at night or first in the morning I'll be there sharpening a pack of hooks, popping them in the box, then they're ready for when I need to make rigs from the next trip. So yeah, if this is something for you, go and check it out. I know that in the past I always used to use bits of foam and cork and stuff to put my hooks into so I didn't damage the points whilst they were being stored in the packets. With this you don't have to worry about any of that. They're all there, all in one place. No bits of foam and cork messing around with that. It's just here. So yeah, if you're into your hook sharpening, go and check this out. I think you'd be really impressed. So here we are. We've just had a bite at first light. Nice common, probably up a double I'd say. Have a nice good scrap. Like a bar of ice that one. Feels absolutely freezing. Probably mid upper double I suppose. But still a welcome bite in these conditions. It's never easy going this time of year. And it's been a couple of quiet weeks as well, so this is definitely a welcome bite. So rig's already back out there. Let's get this one back and see if we can get a bigger one. Yes. In that bit of footage of a lovely mid upper double common I've just had, cracking little fish and a welcome bite as well. So it's been a hard couple of weeks. It's been proper bitterly cold or heavy rain and strong winds, and this is the first bit of mildish sort of weather we've had for a good few weeks, and it's probably the most warmest it's been since I had my last two bites. So hopefully I can nick another bite before I have to shoot off to work. See what happens. It definitely feels good for it. So we've come to the end of the trip. We had that nice mid upper double common earlier, and unfortunately not had any of the other bigger fish. Last few trips where we've caught, and they've tended to be the smaller fish in the lake, but that's the way it goes, and this time of year any bite's welcome. So I'm happy with it, and all the time catching, that's the main thing. So if there's anything you want me to cover off during these vlogs, or something you want to answer to, or you want me to show you how to do something, pop it in the comments, and I'll see what I can do. So until next time, I'll speak to you again soon. So welcome to Carp TV. So it's the morning after the evening I arrived. I got here yesterday evening at about 5 o'clock. It was Sunday afternoon, and on a Sunday I always spend a bit of time with the family and have dinner and stuff. So did all of that and then shot over to the lake. I already had some solid bags all tied up, which I did the day before. They were sitting in my little bucket with my crumb and pellet, with all the hook baits and the leaders already on them. So it was just a case of getting to the lake and getting the rods out. And to be honest, it couldn't have gone better. It was literally a couple of days before Christmas, and I've come to my little club ticket with my friend for a little Christmas social, do a quick overnighter, and then I'll shoot off to work on Monday morning. So we were hoping we'd nick a bite each, and it'd be a good little trip, have a few beers and celebrate Christmas coming, and hopefully a few captures. So the evening went as follows. Hope you enjoy. Got that nice 20-pounder to start the evening with. Off the mark, it'd only been out there half hour. A bit lively, feels like a bar of ice this. It's absolutely freezing tonight. Get this back, see if we can get some more. So we've just done the footage of that fish and slipped that one back, and it had only been probably another 45 minutes, and then one of my other rods was away, and this time from the off the fish just felt bigger. You could tell it was holding its ground, really plodding slowly, and there was clearly a lot more weight there to it. And that fish plodded about out in the deeper water for quite a while, and then eventually it just swam towards me and gave up, I think, to be honest, and got that one in the net. And I could see straight away it was a bigger fish, and I thought it's going to be close to a 30-pounder, and we got it up on the scales and it was 29.8, so it was nearly a Christmas 30. But yeah, I was well made up with that one. It's one of the bigger fish in this lake, and here's a little bit of footage of it. So here we are, got a bigger one, 29.5 pound, proper chunky common, gave me a good scrap. Knew it was a bigger fish straight from the off. Lovely fish. So we just slipped that one back, that nice 29.5 pounder, and rods were all sorted out. We just settled down and started having a couple of beers and just catching up, having the social. And it must have been maybe 2.5, 3 hours had passed. And I was starting to wonder if that was it for the night, but no, the fish definitely had other plans, and the rod I'd recast from that last fish, that was away again. Again, it felt like a good fish. Plodded around for a while, and slowly played that in towards the bank and got that into the net. I could see again it was going to be a good fish, not as big as the last one, but it was still a good one. Popped it on the scales and that went scrape of 25 pounds. So yeah, it's been a really good trip. Like, it's a couple of days before Christmas, it's getting cold now, and yeah, what a way to sort of end the fishing before Christmas this year. So yeah, 3 fish, really made up with that, and I've probably got about an hour before I need to shoot off to work, so still chance for another one before I have to go, so let's see what happens. So another nice common, 25 pound on the button. It's been a good night. It's not even 10 o'clock yet. Yeah, happy days. Get this one back, see if we can get another one. So, just going to redo one of my solid bags, get that back out on the spot. I've just been picked up by some coots, so I thought it'd be a good time to show you the rig I'm using and how I tie my solid bags. So this is my rig. It's made up with probably a 40 centimetre long lead-free leader. There's a 3.5 ounce flat pairing line on there, and then I've probably got about a 5-inch hook link, which is made of supple braid, and a size 6 curved shank with a little homemade winter special hook bait. So you've seen the rig and the arrangement there. I've got that tied onto some fluoro, and I just squeeze a little bit of putty around there as well just to pin that down. So let's show you how we make the bags up. So this is how I like to do my bags. So first of all, the rig's been out in the lake, so I'm making sure the lead and the hook bait and everything is dried off well in the crumb. Don't want them melting the PVA bags before that sinks. And then what I do is I get one of my Baitworks PVA bags. Plenty of good ones on the market, but I use Baitworks ones, really like them, melt nice and quick. So I put about a third of a bag of crumb and pellet in there of my mix, and then I pop the hook bait between my fingers and then slide the lead down inside to the back of the bag. I'll give that a little tap down just to make sure that's nice and firm. And then before I do anything else, put another handful of crumb and pellet in there. That's now probably 2/3 full. And then what I do is I turn that round and I take my hook bait and I pass that down the front of the bag. So because it's full of crumb and everything, it's quite easy to move that in place. Just making sure the hook link isn't doubled up on itself anywhere. Don't want any tangles. And then I'll add a bit more crumb to that bag. The bag right up to the top, and then because it's crumb pellet, that's going to pack down loads, so just firmly push that down inside the bag. It's just a case of pinching it tight, twisting it off a bit, taking a little bit of the PVA tape, wrap it around there about half a dozen times. Let the box down. Like to hold it in place. Tie a few overhand knots on it just to secure the tape. Take that off. So then that's where we're at this point. So you've got your bag. You can see your lead nicely in the back of the bait there, and then the hook bait on the other side. And then what I do is I take scissors, being careful not to touch the leader, cut down one side of the bag, hold the leader out of the way like that, and then I trim that bag off because we don't want any excess PVA out there. That's nice and trimmed up now. Stick a couple of little holes in the bag to let out any air when I pack this down now, and then I squish it in at the corners. Give that a little lick, hold that down in place for a few seconds. Do the same on the other side. That's it, you've got a nice solid bag. See the hook bait there, it's got a little bit damp, so it's started melting the bag, so we're going to have to get this one out there nice and quick. But the important thing is the lead's flush to the back of the bag, so when that lands, it's always going to land that way up. The hook bait and a nice little pile of bait melted around it, perfect for a bite. £24.5, cracking common again. Well made up with this. Been a proper good session just before Christmas. Couldn't have asked for any more really. Really made up with it. Gave a really good scrap just as I was starting to tidy away to shoot off to work, so yeah, made up. Let's get this one back. You never know, might even nick another one before I have to go. So we've only gone and got another one. £24 this one. It's turning into a bit of a Christmas session to remember this. So well made up with it. Can't believe that I've had such a good session, 5 fish this trip, so well happy with that. Get this one back. Hopefully there's more to come before I have to shoot for work. That's the end of my session. I've had 5 fish. It's been a brilliant Christmas social with my friend. He had one as well this morning, so made it all much more sweeter that we both caught. It was topped off with that 29.5 pound common last night, and then them lovely mid-20 commons this morning. So it'd be nice to try and get one of them mirrors. There's not many in here. It's mainly commons in here. But there's a couple of really nice scaly mirrors in here. I'd love to catch one, so maybe we get one on one of the other trips. But I hope you enjoyed watching, and if there's anything you want me to cover off during my sessions, add a comment below against the post, and let me know, and I'll try and cover it off in future vlogs. Thanks for watching. See you again soon.